Can we talk about Ridley? Let's talk about Ridley. I've been dying to talk about Ridley. Ridley. Mr. Space Pirate, Mr. Not Too Big, Mr. Cunning God of Death. What can be said about Ridley that hasn't already been said? How about that he's the greatest fucking Nintendo villain of all time? Nintendo has a huge lineup of iconic villains. Sure, you got your Bowsers, you got your Ganons, you got your K. Rool, you got your Dededes, but they all pale in comparison to Samus's eternal enemy, Ridley. What makes Ridley so great? Well, there are a lot of factors, but let's start with his design. Ridley is a giant purple space dragon, already awesome, whose design takes heavy inspiration from the Xenomorphs from the Alien series. His name also takes inspiration from the series, being named after the series director Ridley Scott. Ridley has gone through countless designs over the years, so everyone has their favorite. Personally, I like his Proteus Ridley design from Samus Returns. I think that what makes Ridley such a well-designed character is that no matter what form he appears in, he's still instantly recognizable. You see this big, hulking space dragon coming your way, you don't think, I wonder who that is. You're like, oh fuck, it's Ridley, I gotta get out of here. So, solid design, check. Now let's talk about his personality. Oh lord, Ridley's personality. Ridley is ruthless, cunning, violent, and extremely intelligent. Now, despite what the games may suggest, yes, Ridley is capable of speaking, and he is very, very manipulative and very smart. I'll get into that a bit later. Ridley enjoys the suffering of others and will do whatever it takes to get what he wants. And what is it that Ridley wants? Well, let's take a look at some other Nintendo villains. There's Bowser, who wants to kidnap Peach so he can marry her, rule her kingdom. I don't know, it varies from game to game. There's Ganondorf and Andross, who want to rule all of Hyrule and Lylat, respectively. And then there's King K. Rool and King Dedede, who just want food because they're total fat asses. But Ridley? Nah, he wants none of that. The only thing that Ridley wants is pure, unbridled carnage and destruction. And why does he want this? Solely because he enjoys it. It's fun for him. Ridley absolutely loves messing with others. The Chozo, for example. For those of you who don't know, the Chozo are a race of bird people who are responsible for raising Samus and creating most of the technology in the Metroid universe. At one point in the Metroid manga, which is fantastic, if you haven't read it, I highly recommend it, Ridley convinces one of the Chozo to turn against the others, and he does so, and once he's no longer of any use to him, Ridley just impales him and kills him, just because. And then, there's the first time Ridley ever met Samus. Samus was a 3-year-old girl who just wanted to make friends with the big dragon. And what did Ridley do? He tried to kill her. 3-year-old girl. And he was just going to murder her in cold blood. Oh, God. You see, that's the thing that separates him from most other Nintendo villains. He is a bloodthirsty monster and will murder anyone he wants to, just because he wants to. And that includes Samus's parents. Yep. Y'all knew that was coming. This is what really makes Ridley different. It's such a personal rivalry between the two of them. Sure, you got Mario and Bowser and DK and King K. Rool. They have their rivalries, but then they all hang out and play baseball together. You know, it's Link's eternal duty to defeat Ganon, but it's a different incarnation of Link every time, so there's not much personal grudge there. And Kirby and Dedede are basically best friends at this fucking point. But Samus and Ridley's rivalry is as personal as you can possibly get. Murdering Samus's parents is super personal. Like, there's no other word for it. It is a personal grudge. Samus and Ridley's rivalry can be summed up in one word: revenge. Samus just absolutely wants revenge on Ridley because he murdered her parents. And that's what makes their rivalry so legendary. The fact that they're constantly trying to destroy each other. They don't only want to kill each other, they want to make each other suffer. So, keep in mind, this is a fucking Nintendo game. Yeah, this Nintendo character violently murdered the parents of another Nintendo character. Jesus. Not to mention that Ridley constantly shoves this fact in her face. And again, in the Metroid manga, there's a scene where Ridley taunts Samus about murdering and eating her mother. And he's like, oh no, I had to eat your mother so that my cells may regenerate. Who knows, maybe she's here, and starts pointing to parts of his body, and then he steps on Samus's face and goes, pay your respects. And I'm like, oh my god. Ridley, you are just fucking awesome. Oh, and on top of that, he tells the Chozo, the people that raised Samus, if they kill her themselves, he'll spare them. Good God, this guy is fucked up. And I love him. Of course, eventually Samus does get her revenge by ultimately killing Ridley, but here's the thing, she kinda doesn't. You see, Ridley is borderline immortal. His cells can regenerate, healing him over time. So when Samus blew Ridley to bits in their first big encounter, his cells regenerated enough that he could survive, along with, of course, the assistance of some cybernetic enhancements provided by his minions. But over time, as Ridley healed, he needed his robot parts less and less until he eventually got his full organic body back. That is what makes him so terrifying, the fact that he can't die. At least until all of his enemies blows up, reducing Ridley to nothing but space dust. Nobody can survive that. And yet he still comes back as Neo Ridley. This new and improved Ridley is a perfect clone of the original that not only retains his bloodthirsty personality, but also all of his memories. That's why he recognized Samus and tortured her, because he wants to make her life hell. This wasn't just the antics of a deranged animal. No. Ridley knew exactly what he was doing here. He knows who she is. He knows who he is. This is personal, just like always. Now, why the Galactic Federation thought it was a good idea to clone the most notorious villain in the entire galaxy, I'll never know, but the bottom line is, Ridley just keeps finding ways to come back. He's nothing but an eternal parasite on Samus, destined to make her life as difficult as possible, and he absolutely loves it. And that is why Ridley is the greatest Nintendo villain of all time. Because he makes things personal, because he loves being evil, because he'll always come back just to spite our hero, and that is a truly terrifying and terrific villain. I absolutely love this character. Ridley is absolutely and totally, perfectly everything that a villain should be. And when you think Nintendo villains, you usually don't think this dark, but that's what makes him such a great villain, is how dark he really is. And oh my god, I can go on for hours talking about how amazing Ridley is. Just take my word for it. Ridley's amazing. Go play a Metroid game. Go play Smash Brothers. Main Ridley in Smash. I do that. I'm gonna go do that right now when this video's over. Go, seriously. Ridley's fucking awesome.